The Milwaukee Brewers were the best team in the MLB in the month of May with a record of 19-7. And today I'm going to be ranking every Brewers player by their performances in the month of May in a tier list. So this is the tier list. The tiers are going to consist of the player of the month, players who had a great month but weren't like the best of the best, the average Joes who just had an okay month, players who just kind of had a bad month but we know can be good in the future, players who should not be on this team, either be sent down to Nashville or get DFA'd. Whatever works, whatever comes first. Then we got the injury/limited, so the players who are injured, obviously, and then the players who only got called up for a few days or only had limited appearances in the MLB in the month of May. We're going to start off with that tier right away just to get it over with. So we're going to start off with Tyler Black, who in the month of May only had 4 games played, 9 at-bats. So you can't really judge a guy off their month just by 9 at-bats. So I'm going to put him in the limited list. Brandon Lockridge, we know, was having a great month to start off, but he did have that gruesome knee injury, so he's on the injured list as well. He did only have 11 at-bats, but he hit .545, so he was on his way to having a great month, but unfortunately had that injury. So I'm going to put him in the injured tier. Next, we have Easton McGee, who, again, only appeared in 1 game, pitched 1 inning, and that was it for the month of May, so he's going to go in that limited. And then we got Brian Fitzpatrick, once again, 2 games played, 3 1/3 innings pitched. Not going to rank him off of 3 innings in the month. And then Carlos Rodriguez to finish that ranking out. He also only played 2 games and had 5 1/3 innings pitched, which, again, not going to rank him off of 5 innings. So that's going to be it for that tier. Just get those out of the way, the injuries and the limited players. And now we go on to these starting pitchers. And we all know Jacob Misiorowski, easily player of the month. If he doesn't get pitcher of the month, I mean, it's going to be a tough race between him and Christopher Sanchez, but I believe Miz was the best pitcher of the month. Only 14 hits given up, 1 earned run, 6 walks, 57 strikeouts in 38 innings. Just an amazing month for Misiorowski, and once again, he should be the pitcher of the month. Obviously, Sanchez gave up 0 runs, but Misiorowski clears him in every other stat. So yeah, we're going to go with Miz at player of the month. Next, we have Kyle Harrison. Once again, I'm going to put him in that player of the month. I mean, if it wasn't for Miz or Christopher Sanchez, Kyle Harrison was right up there with them, just not as dominant, which you don't hear of pitchers who go a whole month without giving up runs. And Miz and Sanchez just had insane performances in the month of May. Kyle Harrison was right up there with him. He only allowed 22 hits, 3 earned runs, only walked 6, struck out 31 batters in 28 innings. He also had 10 strikeouts per 9. He had a 1 whip, .96 ERA. I mean, he was elite and the best of the best of pitchers in the month of May. And if it wasn't for Sanchez or Misiorowski, he would be in that argument for pitcher of the month as well. Next, we have Brandon Sproat. Brandon Sproat, this one's hard. I want to say Nashville. He didn't just have a bad month, like he's a rookie. And I don't know. So far, we have not seen anything great or anything amazing from Brandon Sproat. So he gave up 14 earned runs in 20 innings. So I'm going to say Nashville. I'm going to put him in Nashville. I think he's not ready to be in the major leagues. We hear from Pat Murphy that, this is not a rebuild and Sproat needs to be better. Otherwise, he's going to be sent down. So he's pretty much on his last straw anyways, with Woody coming back soon. Logan Henderson's probably going to be coming back soon. So I'm comfortable with putting Brandon Sproat in Nashville for now. He does have great stuff. He does have a lot of potential, but for now, Nashville. Brandon Sproat, like I said, gave up 14 earned runs in 22 1/3 innings. Had 27 strikeouts, which is pretty good, which is 10.9 Ks per 9, which is decent, but had a 5.64 ERA with a 1.43 whip. So again, nothing fancy, nothing great. I believe he has great stuff and has great potential, but we're just going to leave him in the Nashville. He's basically one step away from going there anyways. So Brandon Sproat to Nashville. Next, we have Logan Henderson. Unfortunately, Logan Henderson was also injured in the middle of May, probably costing him another start or 2, but he was absolutely great in his 4 starts that he had. He had 21 innings, only allowed 15 hits, gave up 5 earned runs, 5 walks, 27 strikeouts, which is 11.6 strikeouts per 9. And then to go along with that, a 2.14 ERA and a .96 whip. So he just had a great month. Unfortunately, is on the injured list right now, but he will be back soon. Nothing major, but just a great month from Logan Henderson. Robert Gasser, again, he did have only 2 starts. I'm not going to say that's limited because 2 starts, that's half of what Logan Henderson did. So I'm not going to say that's limited by any means because 2 starts could go a long way. But he had 8 innings, gave up 6 earned runs, so he's just not ready to be in the major leagues right now. I'm going to send him back down. He's going to go in the Nashville category. And yeah, I just believe he's not ready to be in the majors right now. He has 6.4 ERA. I mean, the last 2 years he's been pretty decent in the majors, but this year is just not panned out so far. So going to keep him in Nashville for now, let him develop a little more. And then next we have Coleman Crow. This one's kind of a hard one. He did also only have 2 starts, but he was actually pretty solid in his 2 starts. 9 innings pitched. He only gave up 3 earned runs on 7 hits, struck out 4. Not the best strikeouts, but he was good. A 3 ERA, a 1 whip. I mean, he was pretty solid. Should I put him in Nashville? He was, I don't know if I should put him average. I just think because of limited appearances, only 2 games started, I am going to put him in the Nashville category. He's just been one of those guys we've been calling up, sending down, calling up when we needed him. And he's been doing pretty solid so far. So maybe next month, if he gets more opportunities, he will be in the average Joe over here. And if he does have a great month and has consistent starts, I mean, I can see him being in the great month category. But right now, I think he's just going to stay in Nashville until he gets some consistent time in the major leagues. Next, we have Chad Patrick. Chad Patrick, the absolute bullpen demon. He had an amazing month. I mean, he had a 2.65 ERA, 1.18 whip, pitched 17 innings, gave up 5 earned runs. He did have 2 starts as well. So he's just been absolutely dominant out of the bullpen. And even when he starts, he's been doing great, going 4 innings at least, and just doing his job. I mean, I'm a big believer in Chad Patrick. We saw in the playoffs last year that he was great out of the bullpen. So sticking with him with that, I'm going to put him in the great month because he did have a great month. 2.65 ERA in a month with 17 innings. That's great. Especially out of the bullpen, just giving us innings and being dominant in that way. Just amazing. So great month for Chad Patrick there. Next, we have Aaron Ashby, and he's in the same category. He honestly, I'm not going to put him in player of the month, but honestly, if he wasn't a reliever, he would be near that. A 1.53 ERA, 1.13 whip, only 3 earned runs in 17 innings of pitching. So just a dominant performance, just like Chad Patrick. Aaron Ashby's been great this whole year and continued it in the month of May. Just like Chad Patrick, Aaron Ashby was just great. 10.7 strikeouts per 9, 1.53 ERA, 1.13 whip. Just got the job done. He also did go 4-0. So 4 wins in the month of May by a reliever is really good, and he's just the win merchant. But he's deserved it. I mean, he's been great this month. So put him in the great month category next to Chad Patrick there. Next, we have Shane Drone. And he, once again, with Patrick, with Ashby, was just amazing. A 1.72 ERA, 0.83 whip, 10.9 strikeouts per 9 in 15.2 innings, and only gave up 3 earned runs. Shane Drone, just like Ashby, just like Patrick, was amazing out of the bullpen for us, giving us innings, giving the Brewers long outings out there with Ashby, with Patrick. Just doing his job and being dominant. And look at this 3 great core. And we're not even getting to the surface. Like, we're not even scratching the surface with our bullpen right now. Just great performances from these 3 guys. And we still have many more to talk about. And that includes the next pitcher, DL Hall. I'm also going to put in great month. 2.84 ERA, 1.03 whip. His strikeouts were a little low, 8.5. He did have 10 walks in the month as well, which is not great. But when he put him on, he was clutch and he didn't let up any runs. So only 4 earned runs, only allowed 3 hits all month. Just the walks were really high, but did a good job by keeping him on base. And in his 12 and 2/3 innings, he was just great. Another addition to the bullpen that has just been amazing. And so far we have 1 righty and the next 3 lefties. So also another guy that can give long outings in the bullpen. So this bullpen so far, I mean, I can't express enough how great it's been. And now we're getting to the closers, starting with Trevor Megill. Again, great month by Trevor Megill. 1.8 ERA, 0.7 whip. And he started off rough in April. Didn't seem like he had it. Didn't seem like he was ready. I don't know what it was. But in the month of May, 12.6 strikeouts per 9, only 1 walk, gave up 6 hits in 10 innings, and only 2 earned runs. Just amazing pitching by Trevor Megill. Had 4 saves as well in this month. And then our next closer, Abner Uribe, had a very entertaining month, I would say, but he was great down the stretch in the month of May. He did have a shaky beginning of May, so I'm going to put him in the average category for now. He had a 3.6 ERA, a 1.3 whip, 6 walks, 10 strikeouts in 10 innings. Only gave up 4 earned runs on 7 hits, but like I said, that there's a couple outings in the beginning of May that kind of escalated his ERA, but down the stretch in May, the last 5 outings or so, he's been as good as these guys up here. So great job by Uribe as well, figuring it out and getting the job done. And then next we have an unsung hero, Grant Anderson. Not many people are familiar with Grant Anderson. He does kind of get forgotten in the bullpen, but guess what? He was also great. Not as many opportunities and not as well known as these guys up here, but he was just as great. He pitched 7 2/3 innings. I mean, he had a 1.17 ERA, 1.04 WHIP, only 3 strikeouts, but that's not his game. He gets ground balls, he gets outs, only 2 walks, and he only gave up 1 earned run. So great job by Grant Anderson. Once again, just overlooked because of these guys in the bullpen. And, you know, he doesn't go as long as like Hall and Drowan and Ashby and Patrick. So just a 1-inning guy, but in those innings, he's been great. And now I'm going to kind of break the trend in the bullpen and go to Jake Woodford, who I'm going to quickly bring right over here. He should be in Nashville, and if not Nashville, he should be nowhere near this Brewers team. 13.5 ERA in the month of May. He came in for 5 games and only won 4 2/3 innings. Just terrible, terrible month. 5 walks, 6 strikeouts, 7 earned runs on 8 hits. Just not a great performance by Jake Woodford. No idea how he's lasted this long so far, but I would imagine in the next couple months he would be replaced by the guys coming back from the injured list, or even Brandon Sproat taking his spot as the long reliever. Who knows? But Jake Woodford, I think his days are being counted, and he is definitely in this Nashville/DFA spot. I probably should have mentioned this earlier, but Nashville means AAA. That's the Brewers' AAA affiliate, the Nashville Sounds. So just in case you're wondering, Nashville is AAA, and then DFA, obviously, get off this team. Next, we're on to the position players. That is all the pitchers. If you're a Brewers fan, you know the pitching was great all month. Besides these 4 guys who, 2 of them are limited and borderline AAA guys. Brandon Sproat has a lot of potential, and then Jake Woodford, not like the rest. And then everyone else, only 1 average Joe, and his average was just probably 1 or 2 bad outings. And then great months by everyone else. And then player of the month, these 2 have been dealing all year. Just great. A great 1-2 punch. And there's speculation. There is a lot of talk about bringing in Tarek Skubal in the trade deadline, which, as exciting as that is, I doubt the Brewers are going to do that. As a lifelong Brewers fan, I'm not going to get my hopes up. So, now we're on to the offense. We're going to start with catchers, make our way down, first base, second base, shortstop. You get the gist. So we're going to start with catchers. William Contreras, I'm going to say he was just average. He did have a 723 OPS, but his slugging was just not there. He hit 300, had a 350 on base, just wasn't slugging at all. Struck out 16 times, walked 8. So a great on base month for William, but you want to see the slugging come out of him a little more to get him in that great month category. So for now, put him in the average spot. And then following Contreras is the backup catcher / DH, I guess, Gary Sanchez. He's kind of confusing. I think I'm going to put him in the DFA spot. He definitely did not have a good month, but I don't think it was just a bad month. I think he's just, I don't know, he's not the player he once was with the Yankees, and I think Jefferson Caro is coming up pretty soon, hopefully. But yeah, he did not have a great month. A 427 OPS, hit 121 average. He did walk a decent amount, 6 walks and 9 strikeouts, but he just wasn't getting hits. He was brought in for his power, and he did not hit a home run in the month of May. So we're going to give him that DFA spot. I doubt we're going to send him down. He's probably just going to want to find a different team. So put him in that DFA spot for now. Hopefully things turn around. I believe in Gary Sanchez. Gary is scary, I like to say, but he was definitely the opposite of scary in the month of May. But the opposite of scary is scary. Confusing. But Jake Bauers was definitely scary in this month of May. Just one of our top hitters and one of the best hitters in the month of May as well. I'm going to put him in player of the month. I mean, he had a 922 OPS, a 388 on base percentage, over 500 slugging, 307 average. He hit 4 home runs, 14 RBIs. I think he just had a great month. And he has been one of the surprising players so far this season. We know that Bauers obviously has the power to hit home runs, but he's just been on another level with his discipline, getting walks, getting base hits, not just slugging. So a great month. 922 OPS is nothing to ignore in a month. So I'm going to put him up there for the player of the month. Just, he's not the player of the month, but I would put him in the honorable mentions for the player of the month. Just a great season so far by Jake Bauers. Hopefully he continues that. Next, first baseman Andrew Vaughn also had a great month, but he was kind of limited because Jake Bauers is just doing amazing, and Vaughn can only play first base, and Yelich is obviously our everyday DH. So just not many spots to put Vaughn right now, but he's absolutely matching as well. I'm not going to put him in the player of the month because he was injured for a little bit, only had 57 at-bats this month, but was, on paper, even better than Jake Bauers, but with less at-bats. He had a 957 OPS, 431 on base percentage, slugged over 500, and hit 350. I mean, Andrew Vaughn is nothing to like skip over. He's nothing to look past. Had a great month. Injuries plus Jake Bauers being the everyday first baseman plus Yelich being the everyday DH. Just hard to find him at bats, unfortunately, but he's been absolutely killing it since we traded for him. So thank you, Aaron Savali. Thank you, White Sox, for Andrew Vaughn. Again, just overlooked because of Jake Bauers and Yelich, and Andrew Vaughn has been just as good, if not better, than both of them. So great month for Andrew Vaughn there. Next, we have Bryce Terang. Unfortunately, Bryce Terang did not have a good month, and I'm going to put him in the just a bad month category because I believe Bryce Terang just had a bad month. I think he's one of the elite second basemen in the league, and when he's on, he's probably one of the top 20 hitters in the league as well. So unfortunately, in the month of May, 717 OPS, hit 230. He did draw 18 walks and a 355 on base percentage, but just wasn't getting the extra base hits and wasn't slugging as much. But still, I'm a believer in Bryce Terang. I think he's going to be great. I'm just going to chalk it up to a bad month, and he's going to figure out in June or July because we definitely need him for our offense to be good. But for now, just a bad month. Luis Rengifo, this one's pretty easy. Going to put him in the DFA. I mean, he has done nothing for us at third base. He's been a below average fielder. At the plate, just not producing like we thought he would. He had a 497 OPS in the month of May. 217 average, no home runs, 5 RBIs. He only drew 6 walks to 8 strikeouts. He's just not doing his job at third base, offensively and defensively. And everyone's just so confused on why he's still here because we do have Jet Williams and Cooper Pratt in the minor leagues doing pretty decent. So just like Jake Woodford, unfortunately, I think Luis Rengifo's counting his days at third. Maybe he could be a serviceable bench bat for us, but I just don't see him being in that everyday role for much longer. And then David Hamilton, I'm not really sure where to put him. If there's a category between just a bad month and Nashville, he would go in between there because I don't think he deserves to be in Nashville, but it's definitely not just a bad month. And to explain that a little further, I think he's just a really great option off the bench. He definitely has the speed to be our everyday pinch runner, I guess you could say. And his bunting abilities, I mean, every time he bunts the ball, there's a possibility that he gets a base hit. But looking at his stats, a 567 OPS, 204 average, it's not good. And David Hamilton has not been like this guy that goes off for a month. And so I'm not going to say it's like just a bad month next to Bryce Terang because that just looks weird. He's not on the same level as Bryce Terang as well. So sadly, I'm going to put him in Nashville. I don't believe he belongs in Nashville, but he's definitely an exciting player. I believe he can do better than 567 OPS, and he's definitely a great base runner. So just looking for him to get a little better, a little more on base, so he can show off that speed and do a little more damage on the base. Because right now, a 271 on base percentage is not gonna cut it. And that brings up Joey Ortiz. I have no idea where to put Joey Ortiz because it's such a bittersweet because he is so bad offensively, but defensively, it's just amazing. So I'm really conflicted on where to put him because he had a 176 average, 565 OPS, 290 on base percentage. I mean, he's just not cutting it as an offensive shortstop. Defensively, again, he is like a wizard. And we do, like I mentioned before, have Cooper Pratt coming up. I'm not going to say just a bad month because realistically, he's not had a good month with us yet. So I'm going to unfortunately put him in Nashville. I think he should get some opportunities, everyday opportunities in Nashville, just to work on some things and get his hitting right before being called up and give the guy we paid a big contract to in Cooper Pratt a little bit of time in the majors to see what he can do. But for now, Joey Ortiz, Nashville, again, not going to put him next to Bryce Terang, who just had a bad month. He was not even close to Bryce Terang's level, and he is not like someone you're expecting to have a good month in the future at all. So again, bittersweet because I like him as a shortstop defensively, but offensively just not going to cut it. Jackson Chourio now, another bittersweet one. Former top prospect, just did not have the best of May. 721 OPS. I'm going to say just a bad month because we know Jackson Chourio can be good. But yeah, like I said, 721 OPS, 317 on base percentage, a 266 average, which is not bad, but not like elite, like we know he can be. Did hit 2 home runs, 8 RBIs, but striking out a ton with 29 strikeouts and only 7 walks. So he did come back from injury in the month of May, so I'm just going to say he's off to a bad start right now. Just going to chalk it up to that, and hopefully June he can come back stronger and down the stretch can be the trio that we know. Then we got Garrett Mitchell, which is another tough one because I am the biggest believer in Garrett Mitchell, but he has not proven anything this year so far. He was really good the last 2 years when he started, but then the injuries kind of got to him and he was not able to play as much. But this year he's been healthy so far, luckily, but he's just not been providing like we know that he can as well. He had a 648 OPS, 291 on base, 214 average, struck out 30 times in 70 at-bats, just way too many strikeouts. It's sad to see because, like I said, I'm a big fan of Garrett Mitchell. Like, he's one of my favorite players I've seen in a long time. One of the most exciting ones. I mean, he's got a combination of speed, power. He's great defensively, and when he makes contact, I mean, he hits it hard. It's just he has to make contact. He needs to stop getting these 2-strike counts and put the ball in play because 30 strikeouts is way too many. And for that reason, just a bad month. And you can say all you want, but I am a big Garrett Mitchell fan. He should not be in Nashville. He should not be DFA'd. Just a bad month. I think he can definitely turn it around and be one of the top outfielders on this team. And on the contrary, Blake Perkins, quick DFA, not DFA. Maybe DFA, but also could be sent down to Nashville easily, just not doing anything. So bittersweet because Blake Perkins is such a great guy. He's had a tough last couple years with personal stuff, but he had a 132 OPS in the month of May. His batting average started with a 0.045 average, and he's just not doing anything. 22 at-bats this month. I don't understand it, but Pat Murphy, after grilling Brandon Sproat for not being good and we're not a rebuilding team, he's now saying that Blake Perkins is just unlucky and he's hitting the ball hard. And yeah, I don't believe that for 1 second. You're not unlucky if you're hitting 0.45. I'm sorry, you're not. That's just not good baseball. 0.87 on base percentage. It's just not good. I don't know why he's still here. We have, once again, guys in AAA, Luis Lara, basically on the verge of being called up or should be, and Blake Perkins is just not cutting it. Despite his good defense, but that's about all he's good for right now. He has a negative 0.8 WAR in the season, which is the second lowest WAR out of everybody. And he doesn't even get everyday playing time. So already at a negative 0.8 WAR and he's not even playing every day is pretty insane and pretty hard to do. Unfortunately, yeah, he's not cutting it. How can he be an 0.45 hitter and still be on a major league team? It just doesn't make sense to me. And I hate talking bad about him because, again, I like him as a player. I like him as a person. He had that great moment on Mother's Day when his mother unfortunately passed away the prior year. So again, he's had some personal stuff, but just send him back down to AAA, let him get his feet underneath him again, let him get his confidence back and just see where it goes from there. But right now, he cannot be the fourth outfielder on this team right now. Next is Sal Frelick. Again, not a great month by any means. A 503 OPS, 217 average. I don't think he should be called down. Definitely not DFA'd. I think he just had a bad month. We know Sal Frelick, he's definitely a contact hitter. He can hit for average. We know he can. I think he's just struggling right now to find it. Had 9 RBIs on the month and in 83 at-bats, only struck out 8 times, but only had 4 walks as well. So I think the discipline, maybe. He's not a guy who chases like anything. So just trying to get him back to be confident, slapping the ball around, getting on base, and then he'll be fine from there. Another great fielder, a great athlete, great runner. But yeah, I think it's just a bad month. We know Sal Frelick can be good. We know he can hit for contact and have that top tier average as he has in the past. So not closing the book on Sal Frelick yet. And that brings us to our last player, former MVP, clubhouse leader, Christian Yelich. Like the rest of the offense, just not the best month of May. Had a 710 OPS. If it wasn't for his slugging, it would be even worse. He had 3 home runs, 6 RBIs, but a 208 average, 276 on base. That's just not the Yelich that we know. We know Yelich can get on base at an elite clip. So 276 on base is definitely not great for him, but we know he's dealing with some back issues once again. Still trying to find it, but he has been clutch with runners on, and he's the club leader, so we are relying on this guy to be good. But I'm going to put him in the average Joes next to William Contreras because we know he can be good. He didn't have the worst month, but just not the month that we expect from Contreras and Yelich level. But that will be it for my tier list. Let me know if you would have changed or switched anything down in the comments below. Definitely tough thing to do. Some of these decisions were very hard, and we know that a lot of these offensive players can bounce back and have a great month, but this month was just not great offensively for the Brewers. As you can see, literally there's 2 guys who were above average this month, and that was 2 first basemen. One's not even an everyday player, and Jake Bauers was just on another level. But we need Contreras, Yelich, Bryce Terang to step up a little bit, Churio to step up, and just be players that we know that they can be to help our offense out a bit. But pitching-wise, they are the whole story of the month. Just amazing pitching from the starters to the bullpen, the closers, everybody in between besides Jake Woodford. Yeah, they've just been great. and they're the big reason why we went 19-7 and had the best record in the MLB in the month of May. But again, please let me know your thoughts below. Please like and subscribe for more Brewers content, and I will talk to you guys later to see what's brewing.